Don't want to scare you. I don't want to scare you. I just want to be transparent totally with you, because in the next coming days, we might see another sell-off. Another sell-off, bringing maybe the price under the 20 or the like seeing the 10, instead of seeing the 20s, bring it under the 20s. That's what I mean. Because if you look at the market now and what is happening, there is a lot of fear. It seems like even the algos of the hedge funds don't really know what they're doing based on the news that came up from the Fed, from the central bank. All right. But based on that, and based on the fact that AMC is part of the market, especially the Russell 2000, which is really the stock with the most weight on that index. And if you look at the last performance, these last days on the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Russell 2000, usually when the Russell 2000 it's red, bloody red, it's also and usually because AMC is, it would just drag AMC down with it. It seems like the hedges are also trying to short the IWM, the Russell 2000, because by doing so, they know that the first hit stock is going to be AMC. All right. So it's easy for them to short and do whatever they want, bringing prices down when there is fear on the market, because everybody's just trying to protect their money by selling stocks. Because since there is uncertainty, we don't know what is actually going to happen, or we know what is happening might be bad, even though we're not sure. Let's just sell for now so that we don't, lose our entire money by a certain extent. And once you have these conditions in the market, it's when you have, it's easier for the short seller to actually do what they do best, which is shorting the stock. But, the bottom line is, it doesn't matter, because even if especially when the CPI data came, especially when inflation comes, because inflation is now like the crystallization point on the market. Inflation here, inflation there, as if, it wasn't something that was supposed to come. The good thing about inflation is it's actually pointing out to an economy being strong. All right, because when inflation goes high, it means the economy is heating up. Economy heating up means the economy is getting stronger, which is a good thing. But the way this CPI data might be calculated doesn't give us, the full picture according to certain people on the market, on the street. So when on January 12th at 8:30 Eastern, we have this, 8:30 Eastern, we have the CPI data being disclosed, depending on if inflation is going to be higher or if inflation is going to be lower than expected. It's really hard at this point, because it's going to be based on the prices of rent, gas, clothing, groceries, and some of the other bunch of stuff from December. December being a holiday period, people were still buying a lot of stuff in terms of gifts going out, etc., etc. But it also has to do with the whole supply chain issues, all right, which I believe is really at the bottom of this inflation thing. I talked about this multiple times on other videos. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter if the price of AMC is brought down to even below the 20s, because it's not the real price. It's not reflecting the whole reality. It's not reflecting the full picture. Instead of focusing on the price, let's just focus on what is actually happening behind the scenes. And what is happening behind the scenes is everything having to do with, money getting rare in 2022, interest rate increasing, the hedge funds dumping crypto and tech stocks, because they know that these two first that I mentioned, cheap money, not available anymore, and interest rate rising, is not a good recipe for them. So they need to actually make sure they get out of the way as quickly as possible before the whole storm starts. But this storm that is coming is going to be good for AMC. That's why I'm telling you folks, don't focus on the price. Instead of that, focus on what is happening behind the scenes, because that is what is happening behind the scenes. That is actually going to be the main event you want to look at, because it has direct or an indirect correlation with the price. So that's it, folks.